One more time, hopefully third time's a charm. Pull this up over on my end. Let's see. Testing, one more time. It wouldn't be a Scrappy Tales live if there wasn't technical difficulties. I think I've only gone through like 3 or 4 lives successfully the first time around. All right, Mom, am I sounding okay? Sound is bad. Hold on. I might try to go live on Taylor's phone if it doesn't work. Let me pull up my iPad. People. Hold on, now I can't see the chat. There is a buzzing sound. I think it's worse. Better but low. Okay, I'll just speak louder. Still buzzing. Oh, Maverick gave me a hair tie because he plays fetch. Okay, I'll just I'll speak loudly. Hold on, let me try to mute the microphone and then turn it back on. Okay, how about now? It could be my fish tank. I can ask Taylor to put water in my fish tank real quick. Hey, T! Okay, better? Great. All right, let me get rid of Maverick. Okay, yeah, he gave me a hair tie because he plays fetch. Okay, I'm glad. Let's pray that there's no more technical difficulties. Goes in and out. I'm sorry, guys. The microphone thing seemed to work. Let me try that one more time. It's probably my phone is what I'm guessing. I need a new phone. This phone is like 5 or 6 years old. Sorry, guys. You might just have to bear with me with this live. And it might be better to watch this one versus me rambling. So I'll try my best to speak loudly. Maverick, okay. So all I did here was glue a blue panel. There's like a little bit of pattern to this, so it's not just plain. And then there's tabs on the sides. So I'm going to fold up. Thank you, Carmen. See you later. See you in the live replay. Okay. I'm gonna fold all 3 score lines. All right. So then the side fabric. My goodness. You can see the side looks like that. So it's just like the other trifolds that we have. But what's nice with this new version of the trifold, you can have a full 5x7 panel as your center panel. So then you can put another 5x7 panel here and here. Then you have a pretty large sized card. But there's also going to be add-ons like the fence that will be like this. So then the sides will be shorter on each side. So that's what we'll do today. But there's a lot you can do with this. And I really just wanted to have the trifold where I could decorate an entire A7 panel. So next, this fence die comes with little backers. And what's cool is you can cut this backer from acetate and have a see-through card. And I actually posted a quick little TikTok video on social media where I show that. But that gives a really cool see-through effect, or you can cut it from pattern paper. So this is Heartfelt Creations paper, and I'm going to back it behind my fences. Yay, oh hi Sharon. Hi Sharon. And you can do the same thing on the other side. So let me go ahead and glue these down. I think I'm going to go with this darker purple that has a little bit of green. And let me grab my glue bottle. Drawer stuck. There we go. Yes, it's really fun, and there's a Halloween add-on that's going to come out that has a fence with some gargoyles on it, and it's really spooky and really cool. Yes, Christmas would be fantastic with this. My mom is actually going to try to make a Christmas card with this fence. So it might be in the showcase. If not, it'll be in a different video. So if you have a Xyron or the sticker paper, that would be great for this die because it's super intricate. It's also gorgeous, cut from silver paper. There's a lot you can do with this. So I originally designed it to make wedding invitations so that this center you can see a big photo of the couple. So with their engagement photos, or you can have their wedding information there. So if you're making custom invites. And one of the reasons I really wanted to do a wedding collection is, one, my friend is getting married. I'm making her wedding invitations. But also, back when I made a living off selling cards on Etsy, my best sellers were wedding invitations. So if you are a card maker that sells your cards, wedding is always great to have on hand because brides really love custom invites, and generally the trend for wedding invites is simplistic. So I did a lot of research before starting this collection to really see what brides are into in the past couple years, and I saw a bunch of these gorgeous trifold cards with very simplistic die cut fronts. And then usually the inside had a nice photo of the couple or the wedding logistics. All right, so I'm just adding as much glue as I can. And we will glue it onto the purple base. Now, you can also have the fence be on the inside of the card. So when you open it up, you would just glue the opposite panel. So this is the panel that goes on this side, but when you open it, you now reveal the same shape on this side. So it's going to be symmetrical, and you can glue it right on top. And that's also going to hide your glue tab. So we will do that on the inside. And again, you're going to use the fence that you would put on this right side, you would put it on the inside of the left side, and vice versa on this side. So there's no backwards die cuts, which I know some people don't really like the look of background, when you cut backwards, especially with something this intricate. So I made sure with any of these dies that go with this A7 trifold, I made sure that they were symmetrical and would work on the inside as well as the outside. But I think for this card, I'm actually just going to leave the fence on the outside and the purple paper on the inside so that you can write a message to the recipient. So I'm going to add some double-sided tape up here. tab. Find my scissors now. I have not been in my personal craft room in a long time. Let me see if I can rip it. Oh, yep, I can rip it. Will that cut with the adhesive? Yes. And in fact, if you have the sticker paper, that's what I would use. I just don't have any. So that'll save a lot of time gluing, especially if you are, mass producing invites. All right, so there I just glued it on top of that glue tab. Now again, you can see the glue tab on the inside. So I'm gonna be gluing the same purple paper on this side, and that way it's a light enough paper to write a message. Yes, gold. A gold or silver fence would be very, very pretty. All right, I'm gonna do the same thing on this right panel. Did all of my die cutting ahead of time. I have a very busy week because we are going on vacation next Wednesday. So I wanted to get this wedding collection out, the Halloween collection fully drawn. So that, I'm all good to go. So I'm super busy this week. And we're also going to Schaumburg in early August. So my brother has joined me. He just graduated college, and he has joined me working pretty much full-time. Some weeks are busier than others, but hopefully by next year it'll be like full-time. And he's been helping out a lot. Without him, I would be in trouble for that Chicago show, or Schaumburg. And I've also had help from my mom and my dad, as I always do. I have a very supportive family, but I'm very excited that my brother, graduated, and he wanted to work with me with my business. So we make a really good team. I could not ask for a better worker. So yeah, it's exciting. Hi, Bo. Yes, glossy white would be pretty. Or in one of my cards that you'll see on Friday, I did a white shimmer paper for the gate, and that was really pretty too. Good for Halloween. Yes, you can put ghosts on the front, spiders. There will be an add-on that's going to be a spooky gate coming out for Halloween. And there's little gargoyles on the gate. The Halloween collection's like gargoyle themed. I went for like very gothic cathedral type theme. Oop. My bad. Don't do that. Be gentle when you're gluing. Hey, Brian. All right, that's gonna go there. Let me add more tape. This one now. She's a little bit bent because I was handling it too hard. But it's all good. All right, that's the front of our card. And then once you have the pull down for this card, that inside, this part will puff out a little bit. So you can see here it's kind of folding in, but once you have the pull down with all of your die cuts, it's going to fill out and look really nice. Now, this trifold, this new one is called the Belly Band Trifold. So the belly band will keep it closed. You can also use magnets. And now that I'm looking at my supplies, I think I'm missing the pull down. So let me go look in my box real quick. I'll be right back, guys. Okay, don't have the pull down. So this is gonna be, I guess, a regular trifold card. My mistake, I don't have the dies with me, so I can't cut it out, but it'll be just as pretty without the pull down. But just know, if you have the arch pull down, that can go behind this center panel. There's also gonna be a new pull down that's a little bit more elegant, that kind of matches the theme of the collection. And then when you assemble all of your pieces, you'll have the same bridges that will connect, you know, the second bridge to the third bridge to the back wall, so on and so forth. I did get a lot of requests to create longer bridges so that if you're only using like the second and first row, that you have a long enough bridge to go to the back of the card. So the belly band trifold, this die, will have the longer bridges. I know some of you guys are talking about the Crafty Cruise. We still have a few spots left, but really not many left. I think all the mini suites are sold out, and we have about 35 students, so we don't have very many spots left. But you can email me if you're interested. I will get you connected with which her name's actually Violetta, not Violetta. Yeah, we're really excited. Oh, I did not glue that straight. Okay, we're good. Yeah, we're really, really excited. So we're just kind of nailing down the last couple people, and then we'll start a little Facebook group where we can pick out the classes that you guys want to learn. But we just want to make sure we kind of finalize our group before we move forward with that. Okay, here it is. There's the front and the inside. Now my little gazebo will go in the center, but I think I want to finish decorating the front of the card. And off camera, I made a vine, and this is the A7 trellis vine. I know Sharon's in the chat. She has a whole video dedicated to this single vine die. So yeah, and then so I used the flowers from the vine, but I also put some really tiny pink ones onto the vine, and that's going to be in another set from this collection. So I kind of combined the old with the new. I am going to show you another vine because I don't think one will be enough. You can see it's not long enough to go across, and my belly band is going to cover some of that vine. So I thought I would need another one. So let's go ahead and paper piece another vine. Now I did double up this because it's kind of, you know, flimsy. So doubling it up really helps. And let me just pull out all the flowers. I went with 2 shades of pink. And then off camera, I think I'm going to add pearls to the center of these, or if we have time at the end, I can do that. I also have a little baggie of flowers. Yeah, a lot of people have this vine. Sharon sold out our vine the first time around, but they are stocked if you are interested. What's pretty is this vine can go on the back of the trellis. And instead of the gazebo, I think the trellis would be gorgeous on these cards too. But yeah, so actually with this design, I don't know if you guys have seen Pride and Prejudice, but that like dome, it's not a gazebo from the movie. It's like that rain scene. I took inspiration from that when I drew this little gazebo. And I think it turned out really cute. So I kind of go off the shapes. You can see that the petals are kind of wispy. So I tracked down the wispy petals, which it's not this one. Hold on, let's do the three first. Kind of blanking out here, guys. So I always suggest starting from largest to smallest if you're having trouble finding stuff. It's like a puzzle. Yeah, I know. It's going in and out. It's definitely my phone. Let me do the little microphone check and see if that. I'm sorry, guys. We had technical difficulties if you're popping in. It's definitely my phone. I gotta get a new one. Okay, I'm fairly certain this one, yep, this one goes here. So, I don't know if you can see, but there's a light pink and a dark pink. Yeah, definitely can do this for Christmas. I think little cardinals and holly leaves would be really pretty on this. There will be a Halloween. Oh, actually, there's also a pop-up gazebo in this collection. That I think you guys will really like. And there will be add-ons for it. Is that the same? I think that's the same flower. Okay, because I cut each flower from different pinks. So this one will go here. Okay. Yep, Halloween. I'm so excited for Halloween. I'm almost done drawing the collection. Yep, late August, so it'll be pretty soon after this one. We kind of held off like a lot of companies did once we heard the tariff situation. We just kind of took a pause and delayed this collection a little bit because we weren't really sure what was going on. But by doing that, I ended up drawing more, and there's going to be 20 dies in this collection. It's a really big release, and the dies themselves are large. You guys know every collection I bring out, I always have a couple sets that are super big, but this collection has several large sets, and then there's a bunch of add-ons for the original A7 trifold. There's the new belly band trifold that I think you'll love. I think that one goes there. And I might, is that the last flower? Who knows? I gotta pull it higher up. No. There we go. I think you'll really love this. It's a more elegant collection, and I haven't done an elegant one in a while. And we really haven't had a true spring collection, I feel, since our like butterfly and bird collection, because last year we did the books, which were really cute, but there wasn't a lot of flowers and like spring/summer images. Okay, there is a tiny flower here, which I think might be this one. or this one. We'll try this one. Yeah, well, you guys, Sharon knows I only make A7 products. I'm not an A2 card maker. All right, Mabby, you're gonna have to move, bud. All right, there's one more flower here, which is this one. And then I'll add those teeny tiny little star-shaped flowers here and there. So, kind of zoom in because they are hard to see. Yeah, it's a beautiful collection. I really took my time on it because we delayed it so much. So I added to it, I tweaked it to really get that Pride and Prejudice look that I was looking for. Alright, so now I'm just taking these teeny tiny pink flowers. These are a part of a new bush set that are coming out. And I thought, why not add to the vine with these. Man, do you really see them? I don't know, but I think they're cute, so we'll add them. Here. I'll add one more. Perfect. And then the rest of those teeny tiny flowers are going to go on the vine on top of the gazebo. So that's the other thing, is you can use this vine on the gazebo. Isn't that pretty? I'm sure Sharon is thinking of even more ways to use this vine. I always think of Sharon when I use this. But it's a nice versatile. Because you can also put it on a card panel and make your own pattern paper with it, like this. But in the gazebo set, I did give you a vine, so we'll use that instead. There's actually two vines, but I think I'm going with the larger one. I'm gonna cut that leaf off, because that's, or I guess rip it, because I don't have scissors on me right now. There we go. So I'm gonna glue that onto the gazebo. Yep. Love the vines, gorgeous, stunning. Sorry, I'm just catching up. I think we're all good. Seeing if there's any questions. Alright, so I'm gonna add that up here. And I like that it kind of trails down the side of the trellis. Alright, I got a couple of these big ones, so I might as well use those, and then I'll fill in with the smaller flowers. Oh, my mom linked the vine if you guys are interested in that one. There's a double flower here. I know, so these are the same flowers from the vine. Can use them on other vines. And then I'm gonna kind of fill in the rest with these teeny tiny star-shaped flowers. What's cute is you can also put a sentiment up here. zoom you all in again. So you can see these tiny flowers. Using the tip of my needle to pick up the flowers. Yeah, I got some flowers still in the paper. Poke those out. I think these are really pretty. I'll add a few more here. Alright, I think that's good. Kind of went wild there, but I like it. Alright, let me catch up. Oh, nice. Sharon already has 5 ideas for the gates. If you haven't subscribed to Sharon, I would. She really comes up with out-of-the-box ideas, and she can like use the same dye in so many different ways. All right. So I have some, so while we're at it, I'm also gonna make the little bush. So I already made 3. I don't know if I'll use all of them. Maverick, my goodness. Oh gosh. I'm gonna have to put you in with Taylor. So I already made 3 bushes. And I gave them the same star-shaped flowers in white. And this one, so they're all going this direction, and I'm thinking I want a bush going this direction. So I'm gonna glue this one backwards. So yeah, the next one is actually this color. So I'm flipping all the dies backwards. If you glue it frontwards, you're gonna get this bush. I know some people don't like backward die cuts. I personally don't mind them. And I have heard that if you run your background dies, or the dies you want to use backwards, if you run them through with a copy paper in between, it should smoothen out the paper. But it doesn't really bother me, so I just let it be. Yeah, I'm sorry. I think it's when I move my microphone, so maybe when I move it, I can get it back to the right place. But then I could also make it worse. Alright, so there's my backward bush. I'm going to add some more white flowers to this bush. And these are the same exact tiny, tiny flowers. But this time I'm going for the white ones. Ugh, don't you hate when it doesn't flip the right way? Oh yeah, they could be trees for sure. Especially if you cluster them somehow. And then put a little trunk. Put a trunk going down there. these out. I like to keep them in the paper so I don't lose them. And I'm someone, when I craft, I like to die cut 4 or 5 cards at once and then put them in little bins like this. That way I do one day of die cutting and one day of actually making cards, and it's easy for me to film that way, and I feel like it's a little bit more productive. A couple more. So I did some of these off camera because I know it's not the most exciting thing to watch, but I do want to show you how easy these layering dies are. And I made sure with this collection to not go too overboard with the layers, as much as, you know, that's what I like. I knew this was going to be a wedding collection, and I know brides typically like simplistic styles, so I refrained a little bit. And I made sure that the layering dies that I did make, that they were really easy to put together. You saw they were 3 big chunks. I just glued them right on top of each other to get this 3 colored bush. So now I got 4 of those. Set them aside. Now I have this little topiary, which I threw into the box as a leftover piece because the colors matched well. And I might use this if I end up, you know, needing something at the end to finish off the card. And I added Copic marker to this die cut, so you can kind of compare the difference. This is without Copic marker, this is with Copic marker. You know, sometimes I like to add a little bit of shading, not all the time, but sometimes. So that was from a different project. I thought maybe I would use it. Now here's another die, and this is a table setting, and both the bush and the table setting are in the same set. So you get both of them. And this also has some cute little teacups that I cut from that same purple paper that will be on the sides of the card. They do kind of look like camo eggs. Yeah, they're meant to be topiaries. And we have lots of topiaries in this collection. Took inspiration from Princess Diaries and Pride and Prejudice. I'm actually planning to add more to this collection for Valentine's Day, because 20 dies just wasn't enough for me. I have to keep making more. Alright, there is a separate die for the saucers. So I cut those from a darker purple color. Completely not necessary to add these, but I will add them. Oh. And again, I double layered these. And this is a shimmery black. And I love this paper. It comes in, it's a Sizzix pad that has like gold, silver, black, white, and it has shimmer, glitter, and mirror all in the same pack. And they're all, let me see if I have one real quick where I can show you. Yeah, so it's these. You can see it's all silver, but there's different types of specialty silver, and I love it. And Sizzix has it for black, gold, white, and like a gunmetal color. So I think this one is the gunmetal. And I get mine from Marco's Paper. He sells them at his booth. Okay, now the only other thing I have to do, oh, you know what, there's also a plate of cookies. So let me add the plate of cookies. I maybe didn't leave enough, I have to move them down here, which is fine. I will show you a card at the end of the video that I posted on Instagram in case you don't have Instagram, where I use the bush and the chair together. And what's cool is these are actually wings for your A7 trifolds. So this bush would be left wing, the chair would be right wing, and your gazebo would be the center. So I'll show that at the end. But yeah, I did some little cookies on the table. I think we're all ready to go. I just have the sentiment left, and I already triple stacked them. And this is just a simple thinking of you. Hello.
Hope all is going well.
Yep. There's technical difficulties, but yeah, my audio, I think it's my phone. It started when I went live with my mom for the other sneak peeks. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I like sentiment dies as well, but I like stamped dies, stamped sentiments a little bit more because you can get more text on a stamp. But it's nice having a die cut sentiment. It's a lot faster. Okay, so I have the vines that I want to put on the front of this card, and I think I'm gonna have to chop them. And again, I don't have scissors, so it's gonna be a rip. So I think it makes sense to have maybe like that. And grab my belly band. Yeah, that makes sense here. And let's see. I also want to fill these corners a little bit. I don't want to add too many. Like, I still want you to see the fence. So I think on these corners I'm going to do small groupings. And I don't know, I kind of just like the, yeah, he is. Taylor, can you be a little bit quieter? Sorry. Yeah, this microphone picks up a lot. He's in the other room. Okay, what do you guys think? Because I kind of just like the two. Thank you. Yeah, I know, the vines are adding a lot, but I don't want to overkill it with vines, so I'm trying to see. Yeah, I know. He is. Is that good, or do you think it's too many vines? The 2 is good. I know, the audio's giving me trouble, guys. I'm sorry. And then the sentiment will go in the center. I don't know, that's kind of... Okay, people are saying 2. I was thinking 2 as well. 2 vines. Okay. I'm gonna glue these then. it like this? Perfect. 2. Rose, the release will be on Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern, and then the premiere, where I show more card samples and all the products, that will be on the YouTube channel at 8 p.m. Eastern. And my mom and I work really hard for those showcase videos. We spend about a week making cards together. So it's always really nice when you boost those particular videos up, because it helps the YouTube algorithm. Maverick. I know, the vine is really pretty. I think 2 is good. I'm tempted to add more, but the idea is that you see the fence, so we might use these on the inside of the card. I think I did only end up using 1 vine, but at least you guys saw the paper piecing for it. So now let me work on the belly band. So this is the die. There's 3 score lines on each side. So I'm gonna fold them all down. Yeah, Maverick, he's chasing his sister around the house. I call it the witching hour. It's usually between 8 and 10 o'clock. The cats go crazy. Yep, thank you guys for giving me a thumbs up. Alright. Charlie and Goose. Charlie is a Siamese and Goose is a tuxedo. I don't know where they are. I just saw Maverick chasing Charlie though. Okay, then I have another gray belly band. And to cover the back, you're just going to want to cut off those calves. So I'll do it again on this side. You can see there's 1, 2, 3 score lines. I'm going to cut that one closest to the center right off. So now we just have a gray strip of paper. And this will get glued onto the tab on the other belly band. Yep, zoomies, that's what they call them. Yes, Charlie and Maverick are siblings. I bought them together. And Goose, Taylor found on the streets. Yep, so the belly band is going to be part of the new belly band trifold. So the set's going to have this base piece. Let me zoom out a little bit, guys. The base will have this. It's actually a different shape. And then there's going to be a new pull down that's the exact same pull down as the arch set. So if you want to use the arch as the pull down, you can, because it's the same. The slits are the same distance away as the new pull down. It's just, I wanted a little bit of a different style, but you can use them interchangeably. But that one will come with the belly band, because as you can see, these ones will pop open unless you use a magnet or use the belly band. And I like to add this from the bottom, and you kind of have to manhandle it a little bit, but it'll get on like so. Now, if you have a pull down, and it looks like I forgot to cut a pull down for this card, this will fill out. So you can see it's flat in the middle, going like a V shape in the middle. But when you have a pull down, it's going to, you know, fill it out a little bit. All right, so there's the belly band. And let me add my sentiment. Where did I put that? You know, I might put a couple little flowers on the belly band. Just to decorate that a little bit. And I have the extra flowers, so I might as well. it ultimately does not really matter. Okay, I think that's cute. Let's see if I can kind of maneuver it to puff up a little bit. That's really pretty, guys. Love that. What if you have it look like it's trailing from onto the, yeah, that's kind of the idea I was going for, is it like kind of continues the vine. I like that, that's pretty. And then there's a couple flowers hidden under the belly band too. Alright, so I'll open that back up. Now, I wish I would have made a pull down, but I don't have the dies. But I do want to show you that you can create a really pretty card without the pull down. But if I were to do a pull down, I would glue the gazebo right onto the card base, and then I would put the chair set on one of the slits of the pull down, and then probably a bush on the front of the pull down. But I'm just gonna glue everything flat today. And I think that's really pretty. And let's see the bushes. I was thinking I'm gonna have to, chop it, but I thought a bush on each side would be pretty. Where's my upside down one? Here's my upside down bush that can go on this side. Or, I mean, it'd be fine like that too. I need some weight to hold these down while they work. And then I was thinking about putting a bush in front of the table, but I don't know if I want to cover the table. Oh, you know what? I had these little ones, remember? So let me cut these into two. I like that they're smaller and don't cover as much of the chairs. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Maybe? No bushes at all on the side? What if I did... glued it with the gazebo on top? I really like the table and chair. I kind of like that, with the gazebo on top of the bush. And then I'll have these ones on the sides. Or are we thinking no on these ones? I'd add the bushes. No bushes on the chairs? I like it. Guys, I like it though. But like, I put it behind the chairs, so I think it's okay. No long ones. Are we thinking none on the sides? I had a little bit of more to the card, but maybe it's too much. Maybe I need to learn. Or we could put the leftover vines. I kind of like that. How about we do that? I vote no bushes. The vines look better. I do like the bushes behind the gazebo. I'm gonna leave that. But no bushes on the sides. Oh man, I have 4 of these. It's unfortunate, but I'm kind of agreeing with you guys. The vines look better. Okay, so we'll do that. That way we used all our vines too, and it was worth making that second one. I do have some bushes for another card. That's kind of the risk you take when you do die cutting ahead of time, because sometimes the card you see in your head doesn't look good, or you end up substituting it, like for instance the vines. And sometimes you don't have enough die cuts, so I usually end up having extras or not enough when I do this format of card making. But for me, it's just, I like to spend one day die cutting and one day being creative, so. But just be wary that that happens like almost on every card. Yep, sometimes less is more. I completely agree. And really, like, the standout is this gazebo. And you could also pop up the gazebo if you want, which I'm debating on doing. Normally I would stack multiple gazebos behind, but I don't have multiple gazebos, so I would have to use foam tape. But I think I'm gonna do that. Especially because the card allows for foam tape. Hold on guys, I gotta find it. I haven't used it in so long. Dang, I think I used all my 3M, and I'm only stuck with the foam tape I'm not a huge fan of. Yeah, so I was saying that it can allow for foam tape because you have these gussets. These are 1/2 inch gussets. So technically you can have 1/2 inch thickness on the inside of your card, which, you know, accommodates the pull down. This is super sticky foam tape from Uline. I don't suggest it, but it's all I have, so. We're just gonna use it. Gazebo could be used for all seasons. Completely agree. The whole collection revolves around this gazebo. You're gonna see almost every card we make has a gazebo, and there's a gazebo pop-up. In this collection. Now the pop-up does not fold flat, so it is meant to be either a gift box or a home decor / hand-delivered card. But it is gorgeous. It's a pop-up gazebo. It's stunning. Can't wait to show you guys. I am also going to use this gazebo again on Wednesday's live. Like I said, almost every card features this gazebo because there's so many ways you can use it. And it really was the inspiration behind it all. I think that might be enough foam tape. So, the reason I don't like this tape is it's super hard to take the backing off. I don't know where my needle is. That would help. Or a poker tool. Yep, we do I have like 3 videos pre-recorded, and then I have this live and then the live on Wednesday. Oh my gosh. It's painful. Hold on, I need a poker tool. backer and press in the middle. Yeah, that's a good idea. But this tape is terrible. Like, it doesn't matter if you poke in the middle, it really likes to stick onto the tape. Don't recommend. I generally just have stopped using foam tape. I really prefer to stack die cuts. It takes more time, but it's gonna go through the mail better. It's gonna look better, in my opinion. I think it's worth the time. And I didn't think I would pop this up. That's why I didn't worry about it, but. And if you do the pull down, obviously you won't need to use any foam tape because you get the dimension from the pull down. Alright, that piece is just gonna come off. Okay. Popping it up. I'm gonna try to center it. Perfect. And then we have our chairs. Now, if you do want to see a tutorial with the pull down, I have several lives you can check out the replays for, and I have several videos. But just know in this collection there will be a new pull down that's with this A7 base and with the 2.5-inch folds on each side. So I like that the side pieces are less wide. I think that's really pretty. Okay, so that finishes off my card. I wish I could have used the bushes, but I'll use them on something else. Alright, so that is the inside. Plenty of room to write a message. And then this little guy can go right around. Don't want to get it caught. Go right from the bottom. And I probably will add some pearls to these flowers later on. I just realized I glued the backer wrong. You can see a little bit of that paper is showing, but it's fine. Thank you guys. Let me show you the one card I posted on Instagram yesterday that has the bush and the table setting. First off, here's another way you can use the fence. I have a TikTok video where I showed how I made this card. It's super simple. This is, if you can see, there is that white glitter on the fence. I used acetate in place of the purple backer so that you can create a see-through card. And then I did a photo of a couple, just a random stock image that I found and paid for. I thought that was pretty, but I love the acetate windows, and because the shape of the die is really simple, you can cut acetate through it pretty easily. And then on the back of the card, I put the wedding inspiration, like the wedding logistics. So yeah, I did a lot of research to see like what brides really like for custom invites, and it seemed like a lot of them had beautiful die cut ornate trifold designs, and you'll see a lot more on Friday. But it's a great way to show a photo on the inside. Alright, here's another card I posted on Instagram yesterday. This features the bush, the chair, and the gazebo. And this is actually a trifold. cover just came off. One sec. There we go. So, isn't that pretty? So these are some more topiaries that will come out on Friday. There's the table setting, and it just displays like this. Let me just take those a little bit more. And there's that thinking of you we added to the bottom. And then the vine comes with roses. And I like the tone on tone, but you can definitely go for like a darker brown gazebo or even a white gazebo in the back. But we really wanted to highlight all the different greenery on this card. I think this topiary may need another layer behind it, but super pretty. And it just folds like this. So yeah, that finishes off my live. Stay tuned, come back Wednesday night. Hopefully I'll have my audio figured out by then. And it'll be better. So let me see if there's any quick questions before I leave. Yes, great wedding card. Thank you cards. Yeah, I'm super excited. It's been a while since we brought out a new collection, so I think you'll really like this collection. Maybe a computer update. Yeah, I'll see if there's an update I need to download for Wednesday. But I really like how this turned out. Wednesday at 7 p.m. and then the Friday premiere will be at 8 p.m. Eastern. Okay, thank you, Roberta. I'll try that. I don't think I'll get a new phone. I'm hoping it's something else, but based on the fact that it's going in and out, it's probably my phone. Yeah, there's not a nutcracker spinner tutorial. There is a different slimline spinner tutorial somewhere on my YouTube channel. Thank you, Judy. Yep, you can hit the little bell icon. Where is the bell? It's usually by the thumbs up area. It might not be on the live, but on a different video on my channel, you can click the bell and it notifies you when I post a video. Alright, thank you guys so much for coming. I apologize for the technical difficulties. I hope you all have a wonderful night. Bye!